Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jah Soldiers podcast show. Yours truly, Jack Corey in the place. Big shout out to the whole team. We got the whole team in the building tonight. You know what I mean? It's nothing but love. We got our family from a long time. Mr. Nardo Ranks, aka Jankra, in the place here tonight. Manners and respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, Jah Soldier. Yes, massive. I just want to say first and foremost, it's a pleasure and welcome you for having me here on the Jah Soldier podcast. You know, I guess it's the debut episode or whatever, but we're there, and enough respect to the viewers and people who are tuning in, and it's happening. Original Mr. Brr. For those who know me, hi. For those who don't, my name is Nardo Ranks, aka John Crow.
Hey,
Yeah, original Mr. Brr.
that's right, that's right. So a lot of people know during the pandemic we were doing a lot of dub plate sessions with this artist. So you know what I mean? We grew a relationship other than just music, you know what I mean? So we were honored to have this interview and Swiss and the whole team was like, yo, we got the studio, let's make it happen. Y'all pull up. We out here in Long Island right now. But you know what I mean? Just big up everybody in the studio tonight. It's all love. We got Nardo Ranks in the place. We're gonna ask him a couple questions about the history of Nardo Ranks. You know what I mean? The artist. You know what I mean? A lot of people know him globally, locally. You know what I mean? This is our family, also our friend. You know what I mean? But Nardo, just one thing we got to say right now. Um, Always when we call Nardo Ranks, it's always a 1-2 link. It's never, yo, I'm too busy to link with Jah Soldiers. You know what I mean? So enough respect.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. You
Always.
don't know.
Yeah, man. So just jump into the interview right now. A lot of people just might know or they might not know. So we're just gonna start off some questions. Where you from and which part you come from in that place. You know what I mean? Which we already know.
All right. Well, originally, I'm from a place in Jamaica, from Kingston, Eastern Kingston,
Okay.
a place called Franklin Town, you know, aka Dunkirk City.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
and that's the home of a lot of entertainers, Um, people before my time, like um, people like Clarence Sparks, Johnny Ringo, Lone Ranger, people like the Gaylords, a group named Psalms, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, and well,
A
my
lot of people.
generation now is people like Sprague Benz, Wayne Wonder, Little Lenny.
Big artist that man.
Yeah, those are some of the people from my community and from the area that I hail from.
How long were you in the music industry as Nardo Ranks?
Wow. Well, that's a great question. All right. Well, um, I've been in the music business from I was going to school from a tender age, but I must say professionally, I've been in the business from 1989. Professionally,
Wow.
when I did the first 45 single that was released with me and Wayne Wonder, title track, Warm to Your Sound Boy, produced by Winston Riley, you know. That's my first professional venture in the business as a recording artist, I would say, 1989.
Jeez. That is a long
Yeah,
time. That's
but
a blessing.
yeah, but actually that wasn't the first time I did a record, but that was the first record that got some traction and got some attention and kind of put me in the running as a prominent upcoming artists.
So
Yeah.
that's like almost 40 years plus.
Yes, sir.
40 years plus. That's a blessing, you know what I mean, to be in this industry for that long, you know. Just touching base, where was the first place you ever performed, on a stage, if you can remember?
Yeah, well, the first big like crowd performance I can remember. It was in my area, you know, Franklin Avenue, in front a school named Franklin Town Primary. You know, it was a DJ contest. I never forget, sponsored by D&G. You know, and that was my first DJ competition. You know, as a performance where was some artists, local artists from the area. You know, I never forget this kid named Eckler and one named Jekyll. Yeah, but you know, actually, um, the competition took place closer to um, their base where them come from. You understand? Their section of the community. So they had the crowd, you know. So that night them win the competition, but me come second still. So
Wow.
yeah, me never forget. Me get $150 Jamaican dollar back then in the 80s and like a box of beer or something like that. I never forget. But that was my first big, really crowd performance in my area.
A win is a win.
Yeah, you
A
know.
win is a win. First or
True.
second. Yeah, man. Where was the first studio that you recorded in Jamaica?
Well, the first studio I'm recording in Jamaica is a studio named Harry J Studio, Rootven Road, you know, Harry J Recording Studio. Yeah, the producer was a youth named Panther, you know. Yeah, that was my first recording. This is 1988.
Wow.
Yeah, I released it on an all-star album, and but back then I was my first recording, you know. So it's still on the you can find it on the internet right now. But that song really never you never hear nothing about it or nothing. But that was my first recording still. And
Wow.
first studio I recorded in Harry J Studio, Harry Johnson. Yes.
Jeez. That's historic. That's historic, man. Definitely. When did you come to the US? What year did you come to New York? Like New York, you came first, right?
Yeah, well, the first time I traveled ever, yeah, was New York City. This was 1989. You know, I had a show in the famous Biltmore Ballroom. At the time, Little Lenny had the number one song named Gun in a Baggy. And me, my fellow artist Wayne Wonder, big up yourself, singer, anyway you're there. Um, Professor Grizzly, you know, a DJ named Sancho, we do a song named Chase Vampire, and a whole bunch of way, Dave Kelly was there too, the famous Dave Kelly. Yeah,
Yes.
that was the first time we traveled and did a show in America, 1989. Them time, as I say, I only had that song with name Warm to Your Soundboy and I had a other song named Skin Out and the Stalag Rhythm, produced by the same producer, Winston Riley, that released that song Warm to Your Soundboy. So yeah,
So when
yeah.
you came,
And
when you came in '89, did you come here and you stayed, or did you went go back to Jamaica?
yeah, well, no, that was I just came to do the show and I went back.
Oh, okay. So, but when did you initially like? Remember you told me a story when you came up here, and then you know what I mean. You just came up here and then you just stayed in America because the industry, was booming.
Yeah, well, that was a whole different case. But actually that was like early to mid 2000s, you know?
Okay, okay.
Right. That story where me that tell you about at the time, And that was the time when, due to certain circumstances, and as I say, I want I wanted to try something different. You understand? And actually, a lot of my success and all of that, where the hit song concerned, like with brrrp and all of that, you know, most of my activities was actually overseas and all of that. So, I was working outside of Jamaica from a long time, you know. So it's not, that was not we planned, it just happened. You understand?
So you say about 2000.
Yeah, in the mid 2000, yeah, early 2000, ending at the 90s, after my era,
Right, right.
after come me from the 90s. So after the 90s era, that's when, we decide to do things outside of the country and things.
So, as a reggae artist, like, what is the best place to be? Let's just say, for instance, if you're in the U.S., New York, is that the best place to be for the music? As if you're a reggae artist?
Well, it depends on your perspective of where you are trying to achieve and how you are deal with it. You understand? 'Cause say for instance, if you're in America and you're on the West Coast mostly deal with like the grassroots reggae, you know, like the reggae revival style.
Roots.
Yeah, on the West Coast, you know. Mostly like if you're there in New York now or Florida, it's the original dancehall style. But as I say, music is music is music. You understand?
All
It's
day.
not where
Yes.
you're at, it's who you are and the vibe we have and what you have to contribute.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what it's about. You understand? Yes. So,
Definitely. Who were some of your mentors in the industry coming up as a reggae artist? You know, some artists you work with, who are mentors to you.
well, first and foremost, the person who really made me want to be like a DJ, quote unquote, reggae rapper was Johnny Ringo. 'Cause he was an artist from my era back then, used to DJ on Gemini Sound, living in the community. You know, I used to go in yard where I used to live, a place named Top Road. You know, listen to the Gemini cassette them when we used to string up in big tape and play. And I come as when me I come up them time there, me used to know Johnny Ringo lyrics them inside out. Enough school concert me mash up with Johnny Ringo lyrics them. Yeah. And
Wow.
things so. So him was one of the like main man where make me fascinated with the whole dynamics of a man round sound system and a chant and chat and the whole vibe and thing. Johnny Ringo.
Wow. Johnny Ringo.
Yeah,
Was
and
there anybody else?
yes, as I've further got involved with the business now, one of my main inspiration and the person where really I can say where really made Nardo Ranks is my brother Wayne Wonder.
Bigger Wayne Wonder.
Yes, because actually when me just start out, back, it's a long story, but when they were going at me just start to the little part, the ending part. I was a port worker at the, the, the wharf in Jamaica, Kingston Wharf. Everything were coming at the island by water, that we used to deal with and so forth. This is in 1988. And we were supposed to record for Pick Out, a producer named Pick Out, where produce a song. The Cover Me Rhythm, where that a one of Wayne Wonder early hit song.
Original hits, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's an original song. It name It's Over Now and thing. Long story short, I was supposed to record on that rhythm and unfortunately I was at my job.
Getting that money.
Yeah, at the wharf. And when I came home the day, they was like, yo, DJ, we get studio time, and long story short, they really miss me.